Hey everyone, we are going to be going over the review you were given for the test coming up in this video. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off right with number 1. You're asked to find the domain and range of the graph given. And the key to remember is that the domain is x values and the range is y values. Now you want to write out these points in ordered pairs. You don't just want to guess and try writing them. So our first ordered pair right there is going to be 0, 4. We're just going to keep going. The next one is -1, 1. Next one is -2, 0. After that is -3, 1. And then finally -4, 4. So now we know that these are x values and these are y values. So we're going to write the domain first, which is our x's, in the funny parentheses. So we're going to go in order from least to greatest. So -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, and then close it out with the funny parentheses again. And then for the range, it's our y values, which are right here. So again, funny parentheses and least to greatest. So 0 is our lowest number, and then our next number is 1. And we have 2 1s in our ordered pairs, but since we're writing domain and range out, we never repeat numbers. So then we're going to go on to the next one, which is the number 4. And again, we have 2 4s, but again, we're writing domain and range, so we only write it once, and then we close it out with a funny parenthesis, and there's your answer. Now in number 2, our ordered pairs are already written out for us. So now we just need to find the x and y values, and in an ordered pair, we know the first number is the x value, and the second number is the y value. So in our domain, we're going to put the parenthesis again, and we're going to go from least to greatest again. So the lowest number is 2, and again, we have 2 of them, but we're only going to write it once. And then 5, and then 6, and then we're going to close it off. And then for the range, we're going to do the exact same thing. So our lowest number is 3, and then we have a 4, and then a 7, and then an 8. Close it off, and there's your answer. This problem's a little different just because it's a diagram, but as you can see, our x values are already laid out for us, and so are our y's. So all we have to do is write them in our parentheses from least to greatest. So our x values, it would be -6, -3, 0, and 3. Close it out. And then our range, we're going to do the same thing. -1, 0, 2, and close it out. On this problem, we're asked to find the coordinates and then graph. So I'm going to zoom in right here. Our equation is y equals -3x minus 4. And we have our x value. So in this column right here, we're going to plug our numbers in. So -3 times our x, which is -4, minus 4. And then we're going to write that equal. So -3 times -4 is 12. And then 12 minus 4 is 8. So we know our y value is 8. And our coordinate is the x, -4, and the y, 8. So then on the next one, we're going to do the same thing. -3 times our x, which is -3, minus 4. -3 times -3 is 9, and 9 minus 4 is 5. So our y equals 5, and our coordinate is x, -3, y, 5. So now put the video on pause and finish the rest of the table, and then once it's all completed, then you can hit play again. So the rest of your table should have looked like this. You should have plugged all your x's in to get your y's and then written them in ordered pairs. And the next step to this problem is graphing. So first we're going to start with the first one on our table, which is -4, 8. So I'm going to zoom in on this graph, and I'm going to go back 4 to -4, and up 8, which will put a dot right there. The next one is -3, 5. So again, I'm going to go back to my graph. I'm going to go back 3 and up 5. Now put the video on pause again and finish graphing it out, and then you can hit play to see the answer. Your graph should have looked like this. And an important thing to remember is that in this whole unit, all you've dealt with is straight lines. So when you graph it out, if it's not a straight line, you know you've done something wrong. Moving on to the next one, we're asked to graph the line of the equation given. So the first thing we're going to do is figure out what all these numbers mean. So slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And the two focused ones we're looking at right now are m and b. M is the slope, and b is our y-intercept, or where it crosses the y-axis. So where it crosses this line. So we're going to label them on the equation. Y equals mx plus b. So now we can just relate them. So b going up is 2. So it crosses the y-axis at 2. So we're going to put a dot there. And then m is our slope. And if our slope is -2/3, that means we're going to go down 2/3 because slope is rise over run. So from this point, from the y-intercept point, we're going to go down 2 and over 1, 2, 3. Now, if there's a negative sign, you can do it the other way too. So the slope is also 2 over -3, which would be up 2, back 3. So we're going to go from the y-intercept again, up 2, back 3. So now we've filled up all the possible points on our graph. So we're going to draw a straight line, just like this. Arrows on both sides. Remember, throughout this whole unit, we're looking for straight lines when we graph things. So this one looks trickier, but it's the same concept as the one we just finished doing. So we're going to write out our equation again, y equals mx plus b. Now, as you see in this equation, there's no mx. So if there's no mx, that means that there's no slope. So we're going to go right to our y-intercept, which is -2. And if there's no slope, that means there's no rise. So we're just going to go like this. And you have a slope of 0, and there's your answer.